Hey, what's up, guys? This is Teamraeg here. I'm back. Hopefully this time for good. I got a neat little video for you to start my comeback, and you're probably asking what's with the Pokemon, Matt. As I told you a while back, I also do Pokemon, but I haven't made a single video about it, and I'm getting basically a little bit of a how do you say, inspiration from one of my buddies, World-Renowned Heretic. His channel will be up here somewhere. Um, Check him out. He has a lot of Pokemon videos on, and he's sort of my inspiration to go ahead and start putting my stuff up on as well. I mean, I got some channel videos, but I want to get some more. And don't worry, guys, I'm still doing Vanguard. I just haven't had the time to really make videos with it. I mean, our shop doesn't allow video cameras, so that's kind of hard to do videos when my friends are only there once a week and I never see them. But anyways, I'm also going to start trying to do some Pokemon videos. I might also do Yu-Gi-Oh! The format's not shit right now, so that's a possibility. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and do a deck profile of the deck I'm playing right now. It's, for those of you that play Pokemon, this is the Team Plasma deck. You've probably heard about it. For those of you who don't know, I'll go ahead and explain some things. Now, of course, I'm not going to explain the list of Pokemon to you. I mean, there's always Google for that, and it's a pretty simple game to pick up, but I'll explain to those who probably relatively know the rules. Anyways, this is Plasma, and here we go. First for Pokemon, we have, excuse me guys, two Thundurus EX. He's your early attacker for one lightning, and for just a lightning, he does 30, and then you can attach any energy card from your discard pile to a Team Plasma Pokemon on your bench. 31 energy is a lot. Not to mention, getting a second energy attachment on the first turn is really good. And then he's paired next to pretty much his partner in crime, Deoxys EX. I play 3. 4 seems to be a little clumpy for me. You only need 2 in most matchups unless you're playing against Darkrai. So, yeah. Deoxys EX, its ability adds 10 damage to all of your Team Plasma Pokemon attacks, and go behold, this whole deck is Team Plasma, so all my attacks need 10 more for every one of these guys on the bench. And he has a pretty good attack for a lightning and a colorless does 30, and then one of the energy attachment is Team Plasma energy, and the attack does 30 plus 30 more for every energy on the defending Pokemon. Now, if you guys know or heard of Mewtwo EX, I've ruled the format for oh so long. This card literally shut it out of the game, and if they're balls enough to play it, they better be willing to pay the consequence against this guy. Next up is the main attacker for the deck. That is Team Plasma Kyurem. Yeah. He has 130 HP. He's a not EX. For water and a colorless, he does 30, and then 30 to a bench Pokemon. And then for 2 water and a colorless, he does 120, and then he can't use that attack, or he cannot attack next turn. That paired with next to Deoxys EX can be added up to some ridiculous damage totals. Same goes with Thundurus EX, but that extra snipe damage can add up like crazy. And when you're swinging for, I don't know, 50 or 60 on turn 1 possibly, that's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, next up, Lugia EX, just a one-up, because extra prizes are good. He's a really good come-from-behind attacker when you need those extra couple prizes in the end of the game, or he's just nice to go ahead and take half your prizes at once with on a damaged EX. But yeah, he's pretty good. He's not used in all the builds. This build, I feel like he's pretty good, and I like having that surprise factor. And then I have one on Absol. Absol is just like Kyurem, is a non-EX attacker, that for a darkness and a colorless, he does 20 plus 20 for every Pokemon on the opponent's bench. So against this Team Plasma mirror match, Absol can be golden. Also, he's really good against anything that has to sub weak basics. He, just like Kyurem, can attack for pretty cheap, but it also scares them into not benching anything for fear that that Pokemon may get knocked out for pretty much nothing. And that's just it for Pokemon there. Pretty standard. I was playing a second Lugia in this, and feel it wasn't necessary. Absol is a better attacker in that aspect. Anyways, on to items. First is my A-Spec of choice. Don't know what A-Spec is at this point. An A-Spec is a trainer card that you can use only one copy of. It's like the old Pokemon Star mechanic or the Shining Pokemon mechanic. They're just really powerful trainers. This one lets you move all your energy from one Pokemon to another and then switch that Pokemon to active. Basically, you move your active to the bench, move a Pokemon from the bench active, then you move any energy from the Pokemon that was originally there to the new one. So, when you're trying to go from a really ridiculous play up to Lugia EX, say, for the late game, or if you're just switching from one Kyurem to another to go from a fresh Pokemon from a damaged one, it can be pretty nice. Then you have 4 Pokemon Catcher. The deck preys off of taking cheap prizes, and if you played back in the days of Wizards of the Coast, this is Gust of Wind. You played 4 of it for the most part. It's just too good right now. And then to switch, Kyurem and Deoxys have a retreat of 2, and they tend to be a very easy catcher target when they don't have any energy on them to retreat. So, switch is pretty much needed to get them out of a tight spot. Then I play 1 of a Max Potion, denying a player 2 prizes off of a damaged EX or even a Kyurem. It's always nice, and Kyurem and Thunderous attack are pretty cheap, so you can afford to knock a few damage counters off them and recharge them up and attack again if you don't have the switch or the scramble switch. Next you have 3 Colress Machine. It's an energy accelerant. It lets you attach your deck from your deck 1 plasma energy to one of your team plasma Pokemon. Ridiculous. If you know what Dark Patch does, which is also in this meta game, pretty much just as good, except Dark Patch has other stuff you can use with it. Anyways, you attach a Team Plasma energy from your deck to a Pokemon, and basically everything in my deck is Team Plasma, so I can do that. And when you can use this to have Kyurem attack on turn 1 for 30, or even at most, attack with Lugia on turn 1 with this, I mean, that's a lot, and can be pretty ridiculous. And anyways, 2 Team Plasma Ball for Pokemon Search, then for a little bit more Pokemon Search, 2 Ultra Ball. I could just play 4 Plasma Ball because all my guys are Team Plasma, but Ultra Ball gives you the ability to discard energy for Thunderous, so it has a little bit of synergy there. Next we have 2 Tool Scrappers, because Silver Mirror just wrecks this deck, and you need to be able to control that. You cannot win the game if Silver Mirror is just sitting there, especially if you play against that Strike Up. Anyways, 2 Floatstone. Another thing with Switch, this is pretty good. I mean, it gives any Pokemon it's attached to free retreat. The only problem is Tool Scrapper's a thing, so you don't want to max this out. And running against the random Snorlax. Then you have the last couple tools, which is 2 Silver Bangle. Silver Bangle is really, really good. It came out in the last set. Plasma Blast, when it's attached to a non-EX Pokemon, it does 30 more damage if the depending Pokemon is an EX. When you combine this with Kyurem or Absol, the damage outputs can get really stupid. Like, Kyurem with its Blizzard Burn attack and 3 Deoxys from the bench with Silver Bangle attached can do 180 damage. That's enough to KO any Pokemon in the current meta. And outside of a Wailord EX from a long time ago, it literally can kill anything in the game that doesn't have any HP or damage modifiers on it. So just too good not to include. Anyways, it also just like controls the mirror match for you. It's just too good. And then you have, for supporters, for Professor Juniper, if you remember Professor from the original series, discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Now, of course, as a supporter, you can only use 1 per turn, but it lets you play very aggressively and pull off of your deck early, or even late game, draw the rest of your deck to draw the 1 resource you need. Then you have 4N for Disruption. And of course, lets you shuffle both players' hands into their decks, and they draw 1 card for every prize they have. So early game, it's a really good shuffle supporter. You don't want to discard some resources. And then late game, this card just can really screw over your opponent. They just knock out a Pokemon, and they're down to 4 or 2 prizes, something like that. You put them down to 1 or 2 cards in their hand, they're going to struggle unless they have a Juniper ready to counter after the end. End's just too good not to include right now. And now we have 2 Colress. It lets you shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 1 card for every Pokemon on both benches, so a maximum of 10 cards, which is a lot in any card game. The only problem is the card is extremely weak early, so that's why I don't max it out. And instead I play 2 Bianca. Bianca, unlike Colress, is not very weak in the early game, so it refreshes your hand, lets you draw up to 6. So, early it's a lot better than Colress, and there are those games where you're just stuck with that Colress in the beginning, so you can't afford to play it. But anyways, my last supporter is a Skyla, which you search your deck for any trainer card and add it to your hand. Grab that essential catcher, that switch, that Colress machine, anything that helps you at its time. Though the card doesn't give you any draw unless you have Bicycle, which I don't play in this deck, so 1 Skyla is plenty for me. And then lastly, for the rest of the trainers, we have 2 Frozen City. This stadium card, it's mainly in here for just Blastoise because the deck has a very shaky matchup against Blastoise if they get set up. And the card punishes them from attaching energy from their hand to a non-Team Plasma Pokemon, and because Blastoise attaches as many water energies from your hand as you want, it can just shut down Blastoise entirely. And it also puts Keldeo within range of being knocked out by Kyurem, Deoxys, Thundurus. Any of my attackers can knock out Keldeo if this has been in play long enough. It'll also counter Tropical Beaches, Burbank City Gyms, anything you need to get off the field. It just depends on your matchup. I mean, it's not just there for the Blastoise matchup, it's also a good counter stadium. And last thing here, we have our energy. I have a 1 basic water. It's only for Kyurem to attack. It's the most crucial of the energy types that you need during the game. So, yeah, just a 1 of it. And also because Enhanced Hammer is a thing, you don't want to have to play all special energy and then just get them discarded. So I play a 1 of it. And then for Plasma Energy, it's just a colorless energy, but like I said, with Colorless Machine, it can get really ridiculous attaching multiple energies per turn. And then next we have 4 Prism Energy. If you know what Rainbow Energy is, it's the same thing, except it doesn't put a damage counter on the Pokemon you put it to, and it only works on basic Pokemon. So, probably a little more balanced for our current, but not for our current form. Like, I don't know. It's meh, but it's really neat in this deck, especially since you play a lot of different type attackers. Deoxys is Psychic, which, unfortunately, this blend energy does not provide Psychic. But anyways, it's basically the same thing, except it can be used on any Pokemon, and the only problem is that it provides 4 different kinds of energy instead of all of them. This one's only here for, of course, the top 2, Lightning and Water, Thundurus and Kyurem. And, Prism's just there because it's better than Blend Energy in this deck. And then last we have 2 double colorless energies. This is only here for Lugia, but it's also nice to be able to use it as a 1 attachment switch. Say you already have your energy down, you don't need to attach anything, but you need to get your Deoxys out of the active spot. You just be like, attach, retreat. And then there's your retreat, and you don't play that many switches, so I mean, it could be very, like, yeah. Anyways, that was TDK, guys. Check it out. It's pretty sure you can do some more research on it if you want, those of you that actually know the deck and how Pokemon plays. But thanks, Well-Known Heretic, for the inspiration to put this on my channel. And I'm probably going to do some more channel Pokemon things. I'm also going to be putting some Vanguard stuff up. I've been working with some things from my friends from Locals. So once we get that up and running, maybe we get some more consistent videos up, maybe some set reviews, more deck profiles, more opinions on stuff. It's just unfortunate that our shop doesn't allow us to video camera. So just look forward to more video, guys, and tell your friends, hey, it's a Pokemon channel now, so if you are interested in playing Pokemon competitively, yeah, feel free. And like I said, Well-Known Heretic's channel will be right around here. And for him, cheers.